Hello! Welcome back to Sammy Saga, the podcast where I bring a guest on every episode and share casual conversation regarding cultures and topics around the world. You can find this podcast on pretty much all platforms. Those include YouTube, Spotify, Apple and Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, Castbox, Breaker, and you can find the latest episode on SoundCloud. For this episode, I brought on Dhaval Kavatra, a business management student and fellow podcaster, as well as Jennifer Jimenez, who is an animal lover and a health and nutrition enthusiast. Ladies and gentlemen, Sammy's saga continues. So, hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you guys doing?
I'm doing good. How are you guys
Do-
doing?
Doing good, doing good. It's gonna be a warm one over here today, so trying to stay cool.
Yeah, 100%. It's gotten like real. I've never seen it get this hot, at least where I live. And I must be like developing some sort of tolerance to the heat because it doesn't really feel the uh the temperature that it says, but uh maybe I just haven't been out enough.
It's summer in the US, I guess.
Yes, yes. I lived in Arizona for a little while, where in Phoenix area where it did get very hot there, at least for the United States. It gets about maybe, I don't know, 115 there.
Oh,
And that was really dry heat, and that was hard to be in.
I bet. Damn. So Deval, am I pronouncing that right? Deval?
yeah.
Okay,
Dhaval.
cool. So you live in Mumbai, India, right?
Yes, Mumbai, India.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. And what is the COVID situation like over there?
Right now, it is a bit stable because the numbers are going up, but we have a good recovery rate. So it's absolutely fine for us. And I have been diagnosed with COVID for last month. So
Oh, really?
I just recovered 2 weeks ago. So I don't think it's anything serious here.
Oh, wow.
So you actually got
Ah,
COVID?
Yeah.
Wow.
wow. And did you feel different? Like, did you know that you were sick, or did you have any symptoms? Because there's a lot of people who get it and they say they don't even feel like they had anything.
Yeah, I actually had this because I never had fever, nor cough or sneezing or anything. I just had breathing issues and no smell and no taste. That's the worst.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I had a buddy of mine actually who also was exposed to COVID, and
Oh,
yeah, he said that pretty much the same things. Like a shortness of breath. He's just generally tired more. Um, so
yeah.
it sounds like it's pretty much the same across all people. Um,
Yeah, it's same. It's just like normal pneumonia.
right.
Oh, wow. Yeah, and I think what it sounds like, or at least what the news reports say. It looks like the older a person is, or if a person has an underlying medical issue, um, then they seem to be the ones that are affected a little bit more
Yeah.
with the virus.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Well, I'm
Go ahead. Yeah.
I was just gonna say I'm glad that Dhaval is that you're feeling okay, that
Yeah, I'm
that
feeling
you're
okay,
okay.
right?
Very
There's
good.
nothing that can happen to me.
Gotta get you one of those T-shirts that says "I survived the coronavirus in 2020, my first pandemic."
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, I had this sense that I would get COVID once in this lockdown. I had this sense,
Ah,
Okay.
and at last I got it. Lifetime experience.
Did anyone in your family get it? Do you live with your family or near your family?
No, I live with my family, but it didn't affected them because I was isolated.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. So you
It
mentioned.
was like,
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, yeah. It was like a good experience and a bad experience, but it was
Yeah.
fun.
It was fun.
It was
COVID was
fun.
fun.
That's one way.
Yeah,
I had fun. The pandemic was fun.
I'm glad someone had a
That's
good
funny.
experience with it. You mentioned yourself as
That's
a
funny.
um a business management student, right?
yeah. Business management student and a podcaster.
Okay, and that's online, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah,
What is that like?
it's like, mostly about business because I just love to talk about business and self motivating stuff.
Right. When did that when did you start to become interested in that sort of area of business?
Business was like an accidental thing for me because when I just got out of my high school, which was 3 years ago, my brother said, "Okay, you can come and help me with my work rather than just roaming around in the vacations." So I got just started helping him in his business things and accountings and all, and that's when I just got interested in this business thing.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, it's actually
Most of my things have been like accidental things. Talk about business, talk about podcast, or talk about this. Right now I am a Shopify store developer. That is also like happened like accidental things.
right.
Yeah.
What kind of podcast do you run?
It's basically just about business for right now, but I'm planning on including self improvement and life lessons too. So I've just planned a specific date when I launch the self improvement category on my podcast. But right now it is specifically about business.
Nice, nice. Um, Jennifer, have you ever thought about starting a podcast?
No, not really. I really haven't. I'm from an older generation than you guys, so I haven't, and I feel like I'm so busy, to be honest with you, to even like start something like that. But definitely business for sure.
Hmm.
I think that if you can go into business for yourself, especially if you have your family there, people that I think that's a wonderful idea, especially right now online, because it seems like most of the world is online a lot right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're a health and nutritionist enthusiast as well as
Hmm.
animal lover, which I think is really cool because I love animals too. Um,
Yeah, you probably just heard my rooster. My rooster was crowing
Yeah.
in the yard. Sorry. I like to call myself an accidental country girl. I lived in the
Oh.
city over here in California for a lot of years. And I found myself about 4 years ago moving to the country. And I finally had the opportunity to raise some animals. I've always wanted to do that, but as a child, my family was in the military, and so we moved around a lot, and it just wasn't the right conditions to raise animals. And so now I finally have the opportunity, and so I'm raising my chickens and ducks and pig and all that.
Oh. I thought it would be dogs and cats too.
Oh, I have dogs. I do. I have three dogs. No, we had a
Oh.
cat, but the dog wanted to eat the cat, so I have to get rid
naturally,
of the cat.
I
So
guess one had to go.
yeah, someone had to go, so the cat had to go. But yeah. So, and for me, I love all the animals. It doesn't matter, what it is. I love them all, from the crawdad to the bunny. It doesn't matter. I love them all. Yeah, and I definitely love fitness and nutrition too. It's a thing I think that's very important for everybody to do in their lives, for
Exactly.
sure. Yeah.
During this time, that's crazy how you have so many animals like that. During this time, a lot of people are obviously staying home. Um, and they might, want to start working out with all this, stress that they have. What do you advise where, someone could start off with working out?
Right. So the one thing I usually tell people when they ask me that is, everybody is different. Everybody's interests are different. And so you have to find something that you like to do. Because if it becomes a chore or it feels like work, you're not going to want to do it. You won't be committed. You'll wake up and you'll be like, ugh, I don't want to go work out. You know what I mean? So the first thing is to find something that you like, and there's so many different avenues of fitness nowadays that you can try from. I mean, there's dance cardio classes. There's heavyweight like boxing, jump rope, treadmill, running, cycling, you name it. There's so many different avenues. So the first thing I would say is to think about what it is that you like to do, and then try something in that avenue. There's so many different videos online that you can follow to help you. I know for myself, I get bored very easily, so almost every day I do something different. I try something different every day. One day I'm doing this jump roping workout, and the next day I'm on the treadmill. Another day I could be out on the trail running. It just depends how I wake up and how much time I have available. But the key is consistency, finding something you like and doing it on a regular basis, and
Yeah,
fitting it
Definitely.
into your schedule, because everyone has, a different schedule. So, yeah.
I can relate to it because I don't work out, but
Mm.
whenever I get time, I just practice my basketball dribblings and shootings and just keep stretching around all over the place.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's really about just getting that heart rate going,
Yeah,
and moving your muscles and stress reliever. Sometimes I really do think that people look at exercise as a chore, and really it's a gift you give your body, you know.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I feel very strongly that whatever it is, like you like basketball and that works for you, when you have time, that's what you do, and that's perfect. It doesn't have to be hours and hours of being in the gym or things like that. I mean, you can go to the gym if that's your thing, if that's what you like, but it doesn't have to be that, you know um and
Especially
and if you're
with COVID.
yeah, with COVID over here, no one's going to the gym. Yes, everybody's doing things online. There's like Zumba classes and things like that too, like you can do online, and there's a lot of
Home
stuff.
workout and home stuff.
Yeah, absolutely,
What
for
I
sure.
what I like to do for in terms of working out is recently I've been doing a lot of sort of working the heavy bag and practicing my boxing. Because a lot of the
Nice.
time, yeah, I tried working out. I could never get into like a daily routine of it for more than like a week because of, back to your point, I would get bored really easily. And I would see it as a chore. That's exactly what it was for me. But I think I've sort of
Mm.
found what I like to do in terms of working out because I don't know, there's something really satisfying about just like getting to hit this
Hitting
bag
something.
and it can't do anything.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that every
Well,
day.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's excellent. You found something that you like. Sometimes it takes a little bit for us to figure out what we like, and you don't have to do the same thing every day. I know I don't. As long as I'm moving around at some point during the day and getting my heart rate up, it always makes me feel better. Um,
Yeah,
and of course, eating well.
Yeah.
but I hope Sammy, you don't like punching people around.
No, yeah, yeah. It's just for when people might want to punch me, just so I can yeah.
That's funny.
Um yeah, I don't watch a ton of boxing. Um but I do like to be able to watch like highlights on YouTube and stuff. What kind of sports if any do you guys like to watch?
I know for
Mostly,
myself. Oh,
okay.
sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, usually for myself, I like baseball. That's kind of the one sport that I'll follow, if anything. And it's been interesting this COVID season because they started late and they're not having any fans. You can't go to the games, but you can watch them
Yeah.
on TV. Yeah.
Astros or Yankees?
No, I'm Dodgers.
Oh, for me, I guess I mostly watch basketball and football.
Sweet.
Basketball works fine for me, and I've been trying to just mail them with the, getting into the virtual fans thing. Let's hope I get the virtual seat soon.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So what works best for you, Sammy?
Um, I I just watch boxing mainly, and I think what's it's really interesting because I haven't been able to watch any fights recently, but what I've heard is that you know because like in the boxing ring, there's usually a ton of people in the crowd just like cheering on, making a lot of noise. And now
Yeah,
there's
Yeah.
no one. There's just the cameraman, the producers, and everything, and it's just those two guys. It's a lot quieter, and when you're watching it, you can actually like hear the punches that are being thrown, and it's a lot more, I guess, like in tune. Um,
Mm.
I can't imagine doing that. That's if I had to be like in the ring. I don't. I think I'd probably want to do it that way because that's a lot less distractions. I could probably stay more focused, to be honest.
it's like seeing the harsh side of boxing.
Yeah, yeah. It's just I don't know. The
Wow.
crowds, they're good to have. They obviously they paid again. It's that's probably why.
Yeah,
But yeah, I just thought it was really interesting.
cheers are like a gas for the players. It gives them boost and motivation to perform better.
Yeah,
Yay.
yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
exactly. It must be so strange for the players to, be playing the games and not having their fans there, not hearing the crowd, cheer them on, you know.
Yeah.
But now they can ignore the boost they get.
This is true. This is true. Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
So with all this, I guess with all this time that all of us are pretty much home, Dhaval, have you picked up any new hobbies maybe besides podcasting?
I don't have any new hobbies, but I'm just, I always like reading, drawing stuff, reading comics and, business books, playing basketball. I haven't yet added any new hobby to it, but I've just learned how to build, online stores. So I'm just adding that to my profession right now.
Oh
That's basically what I'm doing. No new hobbies, nothing, just the boring stuff.
wow. Sounds really productive still though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Jennifer, have you ever
Mhm.
did you pick up any new hobbies recently?
Well, I try to. Well, first of all, I find that I'm baking a lot more, like cookies and cakes and things like that, because I have time, and usually I don't have as much time because I'm not at home. I'm usually at work or I'm out of the house more. So I've been able to bake more, which I love. But the other thing I attempted was to knit, like knitting. I've always wanted to know how to knit. And so I, have been watching YouTube videos with my daughter, and the two of us that there are trying to figure out how to knit. So we're still at the very beginning stages. We understand. It was challenging because I'm right-handed and my daughter is left-handed. So
Oh.
it was challenging to try to show my daughter. She had to sit right across from me so that way
She could
she could
mirror it.
follow along better.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in order for her to learn it, I had to learn it first, right? So so it was a little tricky. I don't know that I'm going to continue this hobby. But it's fun, it gets the mind going, and it makes you think in a different sort of way than you're normally used to thinking. And So it's fun, you know, it's a lot of fun. Nothing serious.
I
Uh,
wanted to learn cooking,
Oh yeah.
there
but
you go.
Yeah.
I'm too lazy to cook. I'm just busy eating stuff. I don't want to cook anything.
You know, Deval, my daughter, I actually adopted her from Bangalore.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
I've been to Mumbai once. We had to stop there on the plane on our way
oh,
to Bangalore.
Shivaji Airport, I guess.
We went to, I don't know what the name of the airport was, but I know we stopped there for a little bit and then we had to catch another plane from Mumbai to Bangalore. And then
Oh,
again, we were in Bangalore for a little bit, and then from there we went to we had to go to New Delhi to get our visas for our passports.
oh,
Um,
cool.
yeah, for her. But yeah, India is a beautiful country. The people there I found to be extremely warm, very loving. Your food is amazing. uh, yeah, it's a really lovely country. I fell in love with it.
What do you usually bake when you're baking?
Normally, it seems like recently I'm making a lot of banana bread because I buy the bananas and then they start to go bad. You know, they start to turn brown, and I don't want to I don't want to throw them
You just
away.
let them
So
go bad.
No one wants
yeah,
to.
sometimes I do. And sometimes I buy them just so that they'll go brown so I can make some banana bread. It's so good. It smells in the morning. It smells so good, you know, in the house when you bake bread. But and brownies, you know, they brownies and cookies and things like that.
Hmm.
Anyone can scream, "Who's feeling hungry?"
Exactly.
Yeah, right after you finish knitting.
Yes.
That's something I always want to do is take up baking because I know every time someone that lives with me bakes, I can smell it like immediately. Even like when I wake up, I'm like, damn, that smells so good. It's like I want to be able to do that. Make like brownies and I don't know. I must just love things that are baked. One of those things
Yeah.
being actually brownies and banana bread. That stuff is really good. Um,
Right.
one thing at um, this is a little different, but at the deli at Walmart that's near here, um, you can buy these like 50-cent donuts that are like filled with what's called Bavarian cream. I don't really know what Bavarian cream is, but I know it tastes really good. Um, I love those things, but they're like so cold, and I wouldn't imagine a donut to be cold. um, they taste amazing though. Baking is something I definitely want to get into. I don't know about knitting though. Maybe I'll have to wait like 6 days.
You have to wait. Yeah. That's funny. That's funny. Oh my gosh.
um, what kind of music are you into, Deval?
Rap music mostly,
Who's your
just hip
favorite
hop.
artist?
I could say Bazanji, Travis Scott, and Juice WRLD.
Oh, okay.
These are the top three picks
And why do
that I
you
have.
why do you think you like rap the most?
I don't know. I just connect with the street type rap. They say the verses are like, it's like I have gone through such situations, but I don't like those raps which talk about the girls and drugs and all this other stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, the motivating stuff, and when you listen to it, you are just like pumped up. Okay, I want to go out. I want to get this. I want to get this.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the great feeling of rap.
Yeah. Um, yeah, that's a really good way to put it because there is a lot of rap that does talk about girls and drugs and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you will, it gives it a bad rap.
Ah, there are too many rappers like that. They just get famous by talking about girls. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, Jennifer, what kind of music do you listen to?
I feel like I'm all over the place. I do like 80s rap because that's that's the time frame I'm from, with Run DMC and Beastie Boys and
Yeah.
Public Enemy and all that type of thing. But I feel like I like all kinds of music, from classical music to country music to pop. I think music in general is one of the things that makes me very happy. I know that if I have music on, no matter what I'm doing, it just seems to make whatever I'm doing that much better. Like in the mornings when I go out to feed all the animals outside, I have my phone on me, and I'll play music, and it just makes it so much more like joyful. I don't know how to explain it. It just it transforms whatever it is I'm doing into something really fun for me. And it could be any kind of music. And I guess that's the cool thing about music. Like there's music for every mood that you can be in,
Definitely.
Yeah.
Something for everybody.
It gives the vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you
exactly.
listen to music when
Um,
you bake? Does
uh,
it enhance the experience?
no, you
Does it
know
make
what?
it taste better?
I feel like well, yeah, it probably makes it taste better. I feel like in the house when I'm baking, there's so many other people, and I'm in the kitchen, right? So I don't usually blare my music in there. Maybe I'll have my headphones on, listening to something. Um, but yeah, I think though one of my favorite all-time country singers though is Johnny Cash. He's just my favorite. I uh, I just love him. I just love the way his voice sounds, and I love the messages of his songs. He came from a time like where they sang a lot of like gospel type songs, like hymnals and stuff from hymnals, and
Right.
some of his songs are, I don't know, there's just something about it. I can't really explain it, but I'm a huge fan of
It's like
his.
a connection.
Yeah, it's like, and he passed away, and I've never seen him in concert and or anything like that, but I definitely feel a connection. I don't know what it is, but it is definitely a connection. It seems so odd, here I am, a 46 chicken farmer, and I do play Johnny Cash for my chickens, believe it or not, when I go in there, so that they could hear the the music.
Do they
But
enjoy
yeah,
it too?
I think
They
so.
start
They
dancing.
just look at me. Yeah, they just kind of look at me like, oh, here she comes. They know when they hear the music that I must be close by.
They're
It's funny.
like, wow,
Yeah.
she's a good singer.
Oh my
Yeah, the
gosh.
music that I mostly listen to is I'm kind of like you, where I'm literally just all over the place. I have a wall of my room that I dedicate to like album covers, and if you just take a look at it, it's like no two are the same. One of my favorites though is probably Frank Sinatra. I love jazz. I don't know why. I think it's just because like how like smooth and like calming it sounds. Um,
Right.
it's almost not even like music. Like the most extreme like jazz songs are like the slowest. Um, but I think it's just really calming. I
Yeah.
also,
That's cool.
yeah, I also used to listen to a lot of heavy metal and rock music. I still listen to those, just not as much, because I've tapped into jazz, which is very different. I guess it just hits a different nerve. Um,
Yeah.
but I listen to a lot of music almost daily too. I'll just like anything I'm doing. It's kind of like what you were saying. It just enhances my experiences.
Yes, it does. It really does,
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like as I've moved through life, the music moves with you, and you find different types of music that all of a sudden suit, the way you're living at that time in your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
pretty awesome. Music is pretty awesome because it something how a particular song will come on, and it doesn't even matter if you're feeling sad or happy, whatever. But the minute that one song comes on, it's just like you just feel so good, it makes you smile, it brings back memories, and stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
um, one thing with music that I've noticed is that I really like to listen to 80s music. I don't know what it is about like the 80s specifically because I was never even in that time. I'm 17, but
That's my time. That's my
um,
time.
that's one of the eras that I like to listen to. But I don't remember there being any jazz from the 80s. That doesn't sound like something I would remember.
That's funny.
You have any
I
pets,
love 80s
Dhaval?
music.
No pets, nothing. But my parents treat me as a pet.
He is the pet.
I have
I'm the pet of my house.
right. I have a hamster, and I got it from the store, and somebody actually came and returned it.
Oh,
Right, yeah. So I was like, oh man, that kind of sucks for the hamster. So I'm like, I'm gonna get it. So I bought it, and I thought it was a boy, and I named it something really stupid. I named it Chungy.
oh, sounds like Chinese.
And I didn't figure out until like a few days later that it was actually a girl. And I'm like, oh no, it
Oh,
sounds so
funny.
stupid.
Embarrassing moment.
Yeah, this is like the third hamster I've had, so I'm experienced with hamsters. Which it doesn't sound like something to brag about, but maybe if I take up baking, I can give some of the pastries to the hamster as a treat.
To the hamster.
That's really a good one.
Deval, do you want animals, or is that just not a thing? Like, it's not an interest?
No, I want animals. I do care about them, but I don't think I would get time to take proper care about them. So
Yeah.
rather than putting all the pressure on my parents, I'm not just buying it.
Yeah, it does take hours. I know for myself, there's a lot that goes into it. It's a commitment for sure,
Yeah.
to take
Yeah.
care of them and feed them. And I know for myself, even later on today, I have to go to the feed store to buy some supplies for the animals. You have to stay on top of it, and it is. It can be costly too, depending upon what kind of
Yeah, I was
animal
just
you
about to
have.
say.
It can be expensive. Yeah. So
Does it ever get to
Vaccines,
like
nourishment, and all this other stuff.
yeah.
yeah, I'm a big believer in if you have an animal, or as a pet or whatever, that that means really, like you say, taking care of it, and getting making sure their health is good, and taking them to the veterinarian if you have to, and things like
Yeah.
that. And so it's definitely a commitment.
See,
But I do feed random birds and all.
Yeah,
That's like my morning routine.
when I was in India, we saw like there was chickens, and there was cows, and
Yeah.
monkeys, different animals we saw when we were there. Even elephants. There was some kind of a parade there. We were there in September.
In Bangalore, right?
Yes.
Yeah. South side
Uh,
has too many elephants and all.
oh, there were so many elephants there. They were having some sort of a parade. It was really, really beautiful. And the elephants were in the parade, walking down the street.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really cool.
well, that's good. I really enjoyed talking with you both today. It's really good. Obviously, you guys are very happy people. I'm glad that you both are able to come into my podcast. Dhaval,
Yeah.
you have
Yeah, thank you.
a podcast. Would you like to plug that?
Yeah. It's the name is Behind the Brains podcast. It's on all platforms, even on YouTube. So if you want, I give you the link so that you can add it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna find you. That's awesome.
And
Yeah. Thanks.
Jennifer, did you have any? I know you don't have a podcast, but any other social medias that you want to
I mean, I have my Facebook and my Instagram, but it's it's
Just like
just a
personal
normal
stuff.
kind of just personal stuff. I haven't started my knitting podcast yet, but when I do, I'll let you guys know. So you can follow me. No, I nothing but just personal stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. It was great talking to you guys, and I will hopefully talk to you all later at a certain point.
Yeah, thank you
Yeah.
for
Sure.
having us. That's awesome. It
Yeah.
was nice to meet you, Dhaval. I'm glad you're doing well. That's awesome.
Yeah. Always stay happy, man.
Always.
That's all you have.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. See ya.
All right. Bye.
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 Thank you all for watching. You can find Dhaval Kavatra's business podcast, Behind the Brains, on all platforms, including YouTube. Once again, you can find Sammy Saga on YouTube, Spotify, Apple and Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, Castbox, Breaker, and you can find the latest episode of Sammy Saga on SoundCloud. There is a new episode every Monday, so stop by every week to hear the latest. I had a great time talking with these folks today, and I hope you enjoyed it. See ya.